All right, Mr. Teleferro TV, how's everybody doing out there? So lots going on in the NBA right now. I do want to make this clear to you guys that that Dallas Mavericks New York Knicks trade could have some huge ramifications on other teams throughout the NBA. So I want to put this out in the atmosphere. The New York Knicks have a dilemma on their hands that they will have to take care before March 1st. So it's February 3rd right now. They got a little bit of time. But they got to make a decision at some point in the next month what they want to do. Deandre Jordan, Wesley Mathews, and Dennis Smith were the players that the Mavs sent over in the big-time mega trade that's seen Kristaps Porzingis get traded, you know, alongside Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr., Trey Burke and company. This big-time trade that shocked the NBA. I didn't expect this one happening. It's at the point right now where the Knicks have a big decision. They got Dennis Smith Jr. in the mix. He's going to be the starting point guard for the remainder of the year. Nothing's wrong with letting Dennis Smith Jr. run up the stats, right? So the Mavs didn't want Dennis Smith to be on the ball in Dallas because they have Luka. But in New York, this is perfect for them. They don't want to win games. The way Dennis Smith Jr. plays, you're not going to win a lot of games unless he has a lot of help around him. He turns the ball over a lot. But he can learn the game and get better for the time being, right? Let him, they got, what, 30 games left in the season pretty much. Man, let him run up the stats. That way, you either A, find out if he's your point guard of the future, or B, if a Kyrie Irving or a Kevin Durant wants to come in and they don't want Dennis Smith Jr. around, you trade him. If Kyrie wants to be the point guard, if Kemba wants to be the point guard, you just trade Dennis Smith Jr. with his stock being higher than what it is right now, right? I would have never thought in a million years last year that Dallas would be trading Dennis Smith Jr. a year from now, but things happen in the NBA. It's a crazy drama-filled league. Now, let's get to the two other guys that was shipped from Dallas to New York. Deandre Jordan and Wesley Mathews. These are two guys that are respected around the league, rotation guys. A lot of people still believe Deandre Jordan's a starter in this league. But here's the situation. The Knicks don't want good players right now. They're shooting for great, not good. And what does two good players do for you right now? They help you win games. Wesley Mathews Jr., Deandre Jordan. They'll mess around and win too many games in New York this season, and they don't want that because the Knicks are trying to do two things right now. They're trying to have cap room, and by the way, they did that already. They got $71 million in cap room, close to the amount it would need for two max contract guys, and they're trying to get as high a pick as they can. Remember, the Knicks are one of the three worst teams in the NBA. The NBA switched their draft lottery format, right? So it's no longer, you know, the worst team in the NBA gets the #1 chance. The second worst team gets the #2 chance. No, the worst three teams in the NBA all have a 14% chance at getting the #1 pick. And right now, the Knicks are one of the three worst teams in the NBA. So this is some important stuff going on right now. The Knicks are trying to get Zion Williamson. So you don't want Deandre Jordan and Wesley Mathews around. I know that, and this is not great for fans, but you want to put the worst product out possible. So in the future, you could have, look, this is what you could tell Kevin Durant. Look, you ain't coming to nothing in the Garden. We got cap room, so you could go get anybody else you want to play with. And it's not only just you, but we got Dennis Smith Jr. and Zion Williamson. Hell, be honest with you, Kevin Durant. If you really want us to, we'll trade the #1 pick, right? Well, if you want us to, this could really happen for the New York Knicks, right? It could be a situation where Kevin Durant could walk into this summer and say, look, here's what I want. I'm going to convince Kyrie to come, right? I'm going to convince Kemba to come. One of those 2 point guards, right? So now I want y'all to flip Zion. I love Zion, but you got me. You don't need Zion. All due respect to Zion. I want a proven commodity in this league. Here's what I want y'all to do. Go call the New Orleans Pelicans if they don't trade Anthony Davis before the deadline, right? Go call New Orleans. Give them the #1 pick, which they can take and turn it into Zion and get their next franchise guy, right? Give them the #1 pick and Dennis Smith Jr. You don't think that the New Orleans Pelicans would take that offer? You don't think they would? You're getting Zion or RJ Barrett or whoever the hell they want. And then you're at the point where you can give them Dennis Smith Jr., a point guard that they need right now, right? So Drew Holiday can go back to off ball. You don't think the Pelicans would take that offer? You don't think that they could shop that #1 pick around the league and maybe go get you a starting center and form a big three in New York? That could happen. So let's just make it clear. Deandre Jordan and Wesley Mathews are important pieces And what the Knicks decide to do with these guys in the near future will tell you a lot, right? Again, DeAndre Jordan is one of the most respected guys in the NBA. A lot of people don't know that. He is very respected. A lot of relationships with a lot of guys around the league. The USA relationship, all that. Like, he's respected. So, you know, maybe the Knicks need DeAndre on that roster to be their Draymond Green. Remember, it wasn't Steph Curry that convinced Kevin Durant to be interested in joining Golden State. It was Draymond Green after the Warriors lost to the Cavaliers in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, who got in his car and cried to Kevin Durant and said, yo, I need you to come. I need you to come to Golden State. DeAndre Jordan, Draymond Green, similar roles on you know, when they're in the league and playing on their respective teams, right? I'm just saying, don't rule out either of the two. The Knicks could very well buy DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Mathews out so they can continue to tank. Or if they find out DeAndre Jordan is somebody that can help convince free agents to come this summer, they'll keep him and Wesley Mathews on the roster. It depends on a lot of variables, but just watch the New York Knicks. If they do decide to move on from DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Mathews, they're going to have a lot of suitors. If they get bought out, a lot of teams going to be interested in those two really good rotation guys. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Salute. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
Got the kids, they are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.
Telefera.
Mr. Telefera.
Mr. Telefera.
Mr. Telefera.
Shout out to Mr. Telefera.
You're watching Mr. Telefera TV.
Mr. Telefera TV. Here with the Triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.